Welcome back to the next chapter of this Monte Carlo carpet aquarium journey.
45 days ago, this tank was just a dry start setup.
We planted tiny Monte Carlo cuttings, kept the humidity controlled, and patiently waited for the carpet to establish. And after weeks of growth, the moment finally arrived.
It was time to flood the aquarium.
But flooding the tank is not the end of the process. Actually, this is where the plants face their biggest challenge.
It's been 7 days. Right now, the Monte Carlo is going through what we call the transition phase.
During the dry start, these plants were growing in an immersed form,
meaning the leaves were adapted to growing outside water. Once submerged, the plant has to completely change its growth pattern. It needs to develop new submerged leaves that can survive underwater. So the yellowing, melting,
and some leaves becoming weak is something that can happen during this stage.
It may look worrying, but this is a natural adjustment process.
The same carpet that looked strong above water has to restart its growth underwater.
This is why patience is very important in a newly flooded aquarium.
To help the Monte Carlo during this transition, I have introduced pressurized CO2.
Monte Carlo is a demanding carpeting plant, and while it can survive without CO2, consistent carbon availability makes a huge difference in growth, spreading, and overall health.
The goal right now is not fast growth.
The goal is healthy adaptation.
I want the plants to establish strong roots, develop submerged leaves, and slowly create a dense carpet. Another thing you might notice in this aquarium is some early algae growth. There is algae starting on the glass, and a little bit on some plant leaves. And this is completely normal for a new setup.
When you start a fresh aquarium with aqua soil, there are a lot of nutrients being released into the water. At the same time, the plants are still adjusting, and the beneficial bacteria colony is still developing. The aquarium ecosystem is basically trying to find its balance.
So seeing a little algae at this stage is not a disaster.
It is just part of the maturation process. For now, my focus is keeping things stable.
Regular water changes, maintaining consistent CO2, controlling the lighting period,
and removing excess algae manually.
I am avoiding making too many sudden changes, as stability is what helps a new planted aquarium succeed.
One of the most interesting parts of aquascaping is that the final result is never immediate.
Every stage tells a story,
from an empty tank to hardscape, to dry start growth, and now underwater transition. This Monte Carlo carpet is still adapting,
and the next few weeks will decide how dense and healthy it becomes.
I will keep documenting this journey and share the next update as this carpet settles in.
Will it recover and become a full green foreground carpet?
Let's find out. See you in the next one. Until then, happy aquascaping.